that sweet 50,000 rupees prize money. All right, let's
Ah,
go. Let's get into the first match already.
yep, they've already got in.
Lionheart versus SG going in with Bowser and Palutena. Lionheart repping the level 0 tag, repping his sponsorship right there. And I mean, it's what do you think about this matchup, Vishal?
Honestly, these players know how to roll, right? They know how to go against each other. Palutena and Bowser, honestly, Lionheart with his Bowser does look pretty strong, right? Like we've seen him battle it out at every single tournament where he wins this Bowser.
100%.
Like it's pretty crazy to see a heavy main performing so well and actually getting to the top. And he has patience. He has the perseverance.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, I mean, you can see from his past sets, the way that he's played and the way that he's performed as well, continuing his run of dominance, winning almost every tournament that the scene has thrown at him, and winning like probably 2 or 3 of our biggest tournaments as well. It just goes to show that Lionheart does not back down from a challenge, and he almost always rises to the occasion with whatever character that you want him to play. He started his run with his Ganondorf, which was dominant in the scene, and then he decided to switch to Bowser, which continued to be as dominant, even though people expected that he'd peaked with his Ganondorf. But
That's so true,
Lionheart,
though. That's so true. Like you see his gameplay with his Ganondorf, and that character is kind of a low tier or considered a low tier, right?
yeah, right,
And imagine this person just dominating the entire scene with it, and then he switches characters, and then he does the same again. So it really goes to show the kind of caliber that he accumulates and actually puts out there.
absolutely. I think I would wholeheartedly agree with you right now. And talking about Lionheart's Bowser, I mean, there isn't much that has to be said for it because his Bowser has been absolutely tearing the scene apart right now, and
Oh,
you can
definitely.
clearly tell like his Bowser is a character that has a lot of work put into it. You can see from his spacing to his movement to the way he cleans up stocks one after the other before the opponent even realizes it. The game is over, and they just see Bowser on the screen, and they're completely, they're at a loss of words. They don't know what to say, and I mean, you can see right now Lionheart showing absolute dominance in this game.
Oh, definitely, dude. Like the thing is, these players know how to battle it out. Like you said, and this Palutena also. I don't even know what to say about this, honestly.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, the way that both these players play, the restraint that they show against each other, the awareness that they have against each other. It's absolutely insane how well they're able to keep up the pace. And we've been talking a lot about Lionheart, but SG is definitely one of those players who can match that level of gameplay and match Lionheart's pace and take him right to the limit, because Lionheart knows that nobody in this top 4 bracket is a free win, and that he's going to have a tough competition at every step of the way to make his way to that sweet 50,000 prize pool. And while we're talking about only Lionheart, I think almost all 4 of these players, Lionheart, Shrey, Botman, and Coelectra, have an equal shot at winning this 50,000 rupees. I think this is one of the most unpredictable outcomes that we've seen.
Yeah, so like the thing is, Lionheart, like we've talked about, like he just dominates. Like, see that last game that he played, they did go down to the last stock, but
Exactly.
they did go down to the last stock, and you have to see that that kind of gameplay in them. Like it just blows my mind, right?
That's true. I mean, it's absolutely crazy that Lionheart, he's. I mean, we speak so much about Lionheart, but Shrey has been one of the players who's been showing dominance ever since he returned to the scene in India. He's
Yeah.
been a top 3, top 4 player consistently the whole time, and it's crazy because like you don't expect a dominance like Lionheart and Botman to be challenged, but then you have Shrey Gandhi, you have players like Coelectra and Roselle who constantly push these players to their limit and defying
Yeah.
the standard of Smash Ultimate in India. And it's crazy how that standard just seems to be going up.
Yeah, when SG left, to America, he, how he had problems playing with people over here because he still wanted to play with us. So he had a lot of latency issues, but he still was top 3, top 4. Like he still managed to get those places even with
You're
like a lot
right.
of latency issues. So now that he's back, I'm so glad that we are able to see him battled out like this.
You're right. Absolutely. I think, I mean, getting into this game too right now, uh, I mean, Lionheart definitely taking that game one. But, SG does have to clean up a little bit right now because he is a game down. And that does mean that the advantage is with Lionheart right now. Although, I mean, if SG wins one game right now, uh, then it could be a dead even set right now. I mean, you can tell, oh, SG, I mean, this Mario we've seen a lot, and this is, the classic rivalry, Mario, Bowser, SG, Lionheart. I think it's all coming together now. This is a part of the plot armor, you see.
Yeah, so I mean that is kind of like a situation where he pulls out his Palutena, but then he counters and goes for his main, which he has performed insanely well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And SG's Mario definitely not a character to be slept on. Even though he plays his Palutena a lot, his Mario is definitely one of the best characters that we've seen coming out of SG. Very smart. Mario is known to be one of the most honest characters in Smash over the generations across multiple games. And SG plays his Mario in a way that shows how strong his fundamentals are because he's able to do so much with a character that honest. And I mean, Lionheart, though, right now it's looking like Lionheart is pulling ahead. SG, though, he's trying to keep up right now. And you can tell that SG is playing a lot more carefully, using his fireballs, using those projectiles, trying to keep Lionheart away because he knows that Bowser doesn't have many options to approach easily. And the more that he can keep away and whiff punish Bowser, the better it will be for him.
Oh yeah, so the thing is, Lionheart is a really patient player. Like, you can see it in his gameplay. He actually capitalizes on the mistakes you make, right? Like his neutral game is so on point that you can just see the kind of plays he makes. See that? Look at that out of shield up. He just goes for it.
You're right, absolutely. And look, I mean, Lionheart is in a potential 3-stock situation, but he's at very high percent. And I've seen SG comboing characters from 0 to death online. And you can tell that this man, if he's given enough space, he can definitely bring this whole game back.
Yeah, so so the thing is, wow, this 246% that you see, this 246 that you see, right? This 246%. Wow, he took
Oh
that
my
last.
god, it's a 3-stock.
What is this? Okay.
Lionheart absolutely dominating SG that game too. We spoke a lot about his Mario, but Lionheart's Bowser, the tried and the tested, probably the best character coming out of the best player in the scene, and Lionheart just proving once again that his dominance could be probably the most unchallenged kind in this whole tournament. Lionheart taking it 2-0 right now. Shrey has a mountain to climb right now to bring this back because he has to reverse 3-0 Lionheart right now. Vishal, what do you think his odds are in a situation like this?
Well, for a fact that you'd expect to see a counter pick again, since he performed not as great with his Mario as he did with Palutena.
You're right.
That's really confusing also because Mario is his main.
I mean, yeah, I think he plays Mario and Palutena both pretty well, and he plays them almost at an equal level of skill. So it's going to be interesting to see what his character pick is because he definitely did a lot better with his Palutena than he did with his Mario. And but you have to consider that he has to constantly switch playstyles to play between these two characters, and that does add a factor, to how well he's playing. So do you think? More important question: do you think Lionheart is going to stay Bowser, or do you think he's going to go for some style and try to whip out some of his less well-known characters, for a shot at the swag moments?
Just the style on him, honestly. I mean, it does look like Lionheart does these weird things where he just he does whatever he's in the mood for,
That's
right?
true.
So I mean, it could happen. I looking for that Ganon, live on this show. You know, it's looking pretty amazing, my
seeing
man.
everything go full circle,
Yeah.
from the first tournament that Lionheart played last year to the biggest tournament that we have so far. Uh, in this during this season of tournaments, I mean, it does go full circle for Lionheart if he plays his Ganondorf. But I mean, I think he might stick to his Bowser because Lionheart, clearly you could see in that second game that he was feeling his character. He was he
Definitely.
was in sync with the way Bowser was thinking. And we do think, I mean, we see a Palutena pick coming out of Shrey Gandhi right now. And I honestly, let's just see how this game goes, dude, because the way Lionheart is playing right now, it does look like it's very difficult for SG to come back. But if there's a player that I can imagine coming back from this situation, there's nobody better I can imagine than SG himself. Okay, so let's get into game 3. Starting off with a pretty slow neutral, both of them moving around a little bit. Lionheart trying to get some openings with his up Bs, not working out. SG punishing all of them so far. Wow. Okay, so again, SG, playing really clean, getting that grab and back throwing him off the stage. Uh, okay, I think there has been a small connection error, uh, but I think the players are still in the game. So Vishal, let's just talk about how these players play against each other. We've seen Lionheart be absolutely dominant right now, and SG, he's been trying to keep up, but in that second game, we could clearly see that he got 3 not Vishal.
And SG is a really big big on Mario, right? Like he could have gone in, and he could have capitalized on Lionheart being at such a high percent. But thinking about that game, I really have no words to say. He was at 246%, a 3-stock situation. He just destroyed his Mario.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell, like, SG's Mario was having a hard time getting down, and Lionheart's Bowser just did not let up. But he has switched back to his Palutena. So, what are your predictions for this match, Vishal? What do you think? Do you think SG can pull it back right now?
See, he can, because he did do really well in that first game, since he got Lionheart down to his last stock as well. Like it was at 0%, but it looked like a pretty good game. So it could go either way. Like SG is a pretty strong player.
Yeah, right.
He can battle it. He can take it.
Absolutely, and I think SG's Palutena already, from the first talk that we saw that game, his Palutena was looking a lot more confident. Punishing Lionheart for doing those careless up Bs, grabbing him, back throwing him. I think by the time that we got disconnected, I have a very strong feeling that SG was done with that stock. And I mean, if he had his first stock as powerful as that, I think it definitely means that he is ready, to challenge the dominance of Lionheart's Bowser. And SG, historically one of the players who's given Lionheart the closest competition in tournaments. We've been having a lot of tournaments within the community itself, and you can tell that SG has been one of the players that has constantly been an issue for Lionheart. And like with a dominance like that, if SG is able to challenge it, I think it clearly, it's a sign that Lionheart isn't unchallenged anymore, and that SG is one of the players that can definitely, take the set even from a 2-0 deficit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like SG, no, like SG and Botman, like you were saying, like these guys, they can take it from Lionheart. That's for sure. Like
yeah, I mean,
they just know it. They just know how to actually go against this player. Like Quilextra, I think is still arguably top 3 or top 4. I think SG definitely took one over him, but he's still our parry god. I see these 4 players, anything can happen.
And the best part is that all of these players have such different play styles. You have Botman with the with the fast, the technical, it's
Yeah.
not raw aggression, but it's very, very like skilled and technical gameplay. He has all these interesting movement. He has these crazy combos that it looks like he almost makes up on the spot. And then you
Yeah.
have, Coelectra, like hard fundamentals characters, plays so many
So
characters
beautiful.
so well. And, going clean, neutral game, beautiful punish game, knows exactly when to pick the spot to approach, when to pull back. And then you have, Lionheart. Lionheart, one of the more patient players, he plays and he knows how to wait for the right opening to come in.
Yeah.
And he's never ever in a situation where he's frustrated, like, oh, I need to get in right now. He'll always make sure that he waits because he knows that the opportunity will present itself. And then as soon as the opportunity, and as soon as the opportunity presents itself, completely destroying the opponent. And obviously, then you have SG. He's like a mixture of multiple play styles, and he plays different characters in several different ways. His Mario, very fundamentals heavy. His Palutena, a patient, strong combo character. And SG, I think, is one of the players who's really adapted very, very well to the delay that online Smash Ultimate has, and that's been one of the biggest differentiating factors for him from the rest of the people on the PR. Don't you agree, Vishal?
Yeah, for sure. Though, like that's the thing. Most of the other players have played offline more than online, right? And when we started doing the online tournaments, these guys actually didn't really like playing online because of the delay. I think SG already had an upper hand in that sense because he used to play online only.
True.
We haven't seen him in an offline tournament yet. So the thing is, he can take this because he does have experience playing online.
Absolutely. And it's not just his experience playing online. You can also tell that, apart from his experience playing online, SG, a very smart player of the game itself. I mean, I don't doubt that if SG showed up to an offline tournament right now, he'd probably still be top 3 or top 4 in India, without any question. Because it's not just about adapting to the delay. That's one thing, but knowing what to do in which kind of situation, that's definitely one of the biggest factors that allows people to rise to the top of the top in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, thinking about how these these characters go against each other. Like SG itself online, like you said, I said he has the experience, but like you said, he knows what to do online, so
exactly.
He might be better offline.
Okay, so we have a game 4, which means that SG did take that game. All right then. So SG already starting the route of his reverse 3-0. Let's see if he can make it back. Good combo right now starting off from SG. Already putting on 65% onto Lionheart. Just firing it on. Beautiful explosive flame.
Oh my god, he's going for those explosive flames. Okay. So Lionheart going for he's going ham now right at the ledge.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, Lionheart, he started off with SG started off with a very big combo, but Lionheart, couple of good forward airs, doing some good up Bs out of streak, and he's already made it back, and he takes the first stock with that down tilt. Oh my god!
Down tilt.
Lionheart throwing out all convention, just absolutely, after getting comboed by SG so well that entire first stock. He's the one who ends up taking SG stock before SG can take Lionheart. Oh no, the bad situation.
He could have
for
capitalized
SG.
on that though. He could have capitalized on that.
Yeah, I think SG made a small mistake by going off stage right there, because if Lionheart had gotten there a split second earlier, he could have easily killed SG right there. Lionheart, SG just waiting it out on the platform. Good spacing with his projectiles right now. Oh, nice.
This almost looks like first game, right? Like Lionheart's at 200%, but
yeah, but SG is definitely in a much better position.
Ooh,
Nice,
okay,
SG. Both at 2 stocks each. SG with a little bit of a percentage deficit, but one good combo from SG and you can definitely bring it right back. Bowser, being a heavy character, does come at a cost, and for Bowser that cost is slow movement and one of the easiest characters to combo right now. Like, look at that, he's been getting those nair strings consistently. 4 nair strings and he's at 50% already.
Did you see that insane parry though?
That was a
he
crazy
parried
parry.
that neutral beam.
And he knew exactly when to parry. He parried the last projectile because if you parry any earlier, the remaining projectiles can still hit you and your parry is basically worthless. And in fact, sometimes even more useless than shielding because you take some extra damage. But
That was a
Lionheart,
really
yeah,
good. That was a really good grab from
grab.
SG as a
Oh,
like.
the down air.
What? That spike! Oh my god! That was
That's gonna be it.
that was
Yeah,
off
that's gonna
ledge.
kill. The side D from Lionheart just walking across the stage menacingly right now. Nice back throw again from SG. Let's see if he can get the kill right now. Good forward air, keeping him off stage. Beautiful explosive flame. Is he going to clean this up right now? Okay, Lionheart getting back to the ledge. Still not back on stage. Oh no, he's back. He's in center stage. SG at the ledge. This is a bad position. How did SG manage to corner himself against Lionheart like that? He was in control that whole edge guard, and then all of a sudden Lionheart's back on center stage, and SG's in the corner. Nice
These
forward air
players are
again.
so good that they actually, have such good fundamentals. They actually follow, center stage, and like when SG is off stage, he doesn't like risk it
No,
to.
SG DIing into that neutral B. Getting hit by
Oh,
so much
okay, yeah,
percent.
he'll recover.
Yeah, he makes it back and he make it back to center stage. Lionheart with some excellent ledge trapping. Those forward airs just so clean.
Oh,
SG.
that air dodge.
Unfortunate. He air dodged and then he got hooked by the flip. There's nothing he could do. Wow. Lionheart taking it 3-1 over SG.